The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we are in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different, and the NFL draft approaches fast and furious. Rolling out 7-round mock drafts, team by team. Subscribe to the channel to get all of your draft prep. And don't forget, we are going to be live right here for all 3 days of the NFL draft, starting at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. I'm going to have a whole cast of friends in with us. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. The 7-round mock draft for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers went on the Fuck You tour last year, won the MVP. Will they finally get him a weapon other than Devontae Adams? Well, Aaron Jones is still there as well, but he needs another receiver. Will they get one high in this draft? Yeah! Huzzah! Congratulations. The Green Bay Packers doing the right thing for the first time. In the first round, number 29 overall, Jeremy's 7-round mock draft starts with Rashad Bateman, wide receiver out of Minnesota.
I mean, I like the talent on this kid. There's some character flaws with him, and he's not a crazy good athlete. You know, you look at the height, weight, speed on him, he's 6'2", 210, not overly fast. But I do look at him and say this could be a really good compliment to Devontae Adams. I think he can. He's one of the most NFL-ready receivers in this draft. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked that he falls this far. Some are going to be shocked he goes this high. He has one of the weirdest evaluations I've ever seen because none of us really doubt the talent. We doubt him.
Right.
Because there are a lot of things to be a little sketchy about with him. Played 5 games last year. You know, target monster. He's averaged almost 100 targets a year while he was at Minnesota. I like the kid. He's got a very basketball build. He's got to focus on drops. He drops the ball entirely too much for somebody that's as talented as he is. 19 drops in 166 career catchable targets. That is a lot.
Still, though, they need a wide receiver.
100%, and he's the best one on the board.
In the second round, now this is intriguing. Aaron Robinson, the cornerback out of UCF. The name Kevin King still stings a little bit in Green Bay. You're going to have to forgive and forget, but is this a guy that can be that, duo with Jair Alexander at some point?
This is a guy that beauty is in the eye of the beholder because there is a lot of discrepancy on how people view him. He played predominantly slot at UCF, but he has the size to be on the outside. They just never did it. Mm-hmm. Never faced a lot of high-level NFL caliber talent. But, I mean, the grades on him, if I could just look at the 2019 tape, he's first rounder. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I had to look at last year. I had to look at 2018.
Right.
And he can play press. He has experience playing press. He just tends to overreact in press. He bites on first moves, gets annihilated by double moves at times, which Green Bay Packer fans will go, hey, Kevin King, that sounds familiar. I think he can be coached into being a very good corner in this league.
Okay.
This organization's done a great job with Jair Alexander, who I didn't have reservations about. I had reservations about the level of competition he had played when he was coming out. And, I look at this guy, and I think he can be that second corner. I think he can be that second guy to Jair Alexander that I'm not going to say he's ever going to be an elite corner, but I think he can be a very damn good two.
With their third pick, coming 92nd overall, Cameron McGrone, your favorite linebacker out of Michigan.
Yeah, this is you ever take a pottery class and they just give you a raw ball of clay and go, you fucking fix it.
Yep.
Cameron McGrone. Athletically, off the charts. Crazy range, very strong. Lower half is incredibly impressive. Great leg strength. Never had a single interception in his career. Mm-hmm. Never had a single pass breakup in his entire career. As one of the rangiest linebackers in this class. Does that not sound weird to you?
It does sound weird.
Tell you the craziest stat about Cameron McGrone. I just told you he's athletically one of the biggest marvels in this class. Mm-hmm. Of every play that he had in the 2020 season, 5 games, he played 276 defensive snaps, 113 in coverage. How many times do you think he was graded positively? In 113 plays.
Ooh. 2? That's
He had
it?
2 positively graded coverage plays in 113 coverage snaps.
But he goes in the third round because the linebacker class is so bad.
It's so bad. God, this is the worst class of any position I've ever graded in all the years I've been doing it.
Even worse than the defensive tackles this year?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm at least finding defensive tackles that I'm like, I like that
He's
guy.
a dude. He could do stuff.
He does stuff.
Okay.
But now this is a super raw guy that if he's coached the right way, the raw talent on him is crazy. There is no physical limitation this kid has.
Okay.
But you're going to have to coach him up, and expecting him to do a lot early on, I think, is going to be a fool's errand.
The first of 2 picks in the 4th round for the Green Bay Packers, another wide receiver. I'm digging this new trend. Tamarian Terry, a wide receiver out of Florida State.
Yeah, as a diehard Florida State fan, I can tell you the good on Tam Terry is very, very good. Set several Florida State records, legit top-end speed at 6'4". He fell off a cliff in 2020, and I don't know what happened. I'm gonna level with you. I think it had something to do with Mike Norvell.
Okay.
I think there was something about this offense that he just didn't fit, and I think he got disgusted by it. He was never a wide range of route tree kind of guy, and I think Mike Norvell just asked him to do too much. I really do, and I have not had one person tell me that. I just watched every snap of Florida State football last year, and I watched him start here and slowly decline.
One of the comps that I've heard to him that I like, Green Bay Packer fans, is he's MVS, but he can catch.
And that's true. He does have very good hands. I mean, if your objective here is to get a height, weight, speed receiver with good hands, this is one of the best ones in this class. The tape last year really bothers me. And, Florida State was a dumpster fire last year. I can speak to that better than damn near anybody.
Right.
But he was part of that.
Okay. Second pick in the 4th round, Trey Brown, cornerback out of Oklahoma.
I like this kid. He's a little undersized. I think he's going to be a slot corner in the NFL, 5'10", 185. He's insanely physical for the guy that's this small. I mean, he beat up much bigger receivers in the slot in the Big 12. Some of the tape on him is incredible. This is another one of those guys. If he was 3 inches taller, he'd be a day 2 pick, no doubt. No doubt, unequivocal, he would be a day 2 pick. He's not, and he's not. But I do like this kid. And this is not I think it's a developmental thing. I think you have to find the right fit for him. This is a pretty finished product. I mean, he's 23 years old. So this is a guy that we pretty much know what he is.
Okay.
I just don't 100% know what that is, and I don't know how he's going to fit into an NFL scheme. But I do think this is a guy that you can put in the slot day 1 in the NFL, and he's not going to get abused.
All right. In the 5th round, the first of 2 picks in the 5th, 173 overall, Tommy Doyle, tackle from Miami of Ohio.
Oh, Doyle rules.
I knew it was coming.
What is
Should've
the one
known.
thing that I've told you a billion times I cannot teach you to be?
Big.
I can't teach you to be a fucking house. And Tommy O'Doyle is a house. I know it's Tommy Doyle. I don't care. I had the oath.
It's all right.
It's my video. I'll do what I
We'll
want.
let you do it.
He is a gigantic human. One of the big knocks on him is the level of competition he played at Miami of Ohio. Some people think he's a guard because he does have a waist bender. He has a bad habit of bending at the waist. And that tends to be something that the evaluators look at and go, well, you're not a tackle. I don't agree with that with this guy. I don't think he can play guard. I just think he's very awkward. I think he's a 6'8", 325-pound man that has not figured out how to move as a 6'8", 325-pound man. And I think as time goes on, he's going to get better. He's a tremendous pass blocker. Run blocking. It's not great.
All right, so if you had waist bend on your Sportsocracy 7-round mock draft bingo card, there it is yet again.
If you have that on your, if waist bend should be one of the drinking games we play on draft night.
On draft night.
You'll be dead.
Yep. Marlon Tuipulotu?
I'd tell you how to pronounce it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Pronunciation's your thing. Pronunciation, buttons, and all that shit.
I normally try to skip out on getting tripped up by those, but this is one that's tripping me up. Tuipulotu. Tell me.
I wish he was more athletically gifted. He's not. I mean, and that's weird to say about a 6'3", 305-pound man that's strong as hell. He's just not very – there's nothing athletic about him. Skill set's really good. He just has physical limitations I don't think he's ever going to get over. Only had 1 year of really positive grading, and that always makes me a little nervous. And it was in the 6 games last year at USC. The 311 snaps I saw of him last year, this is a guy that should go markedly higher than he's going to go. The problem is that I haven't seen enough of it. He could be a steal. He's going to have to get over the physical limitations because he does have those.
Defensive tackle out of USC, Marlon Tuipulotu. I'll get it right.
Tuipulotu.
I'll get it right for draft night.
I just wanted to hear you stammer through it for a while.
2 6th-round picks for the Green Bay Packers. The first of which comes at 214. Garrett Wallow, linebacker from TCU.
This is a guy that you can trust in the middle of your defense. He strikes me as a very Philadelphia Eagle-y kind of linebacker.
Okay.
In that, I think when you watch him, he's going to be way more impressive than. In that he's just going to do a little bit of everything. He's never a liability. He never gets picked on, but he never does anything to wow you.
Okay.
This is just a lunch pail guy, thin-framed. I wish he was a little bit bigger, 6'2", 230, and I wish he was a little bit more athletic to be as small as he is. But he's just very consistent. This is a guy that TCU plugged in the middle of the defense, and they just rolled with it. And they did that for a long time. Very experienced guy. I think he can come in and be a contributor immediately.
Right, you have Aaron Jones, you have A.J. Dillon. What do we need Chuba Hubbard for in the 6th round?
Because Green Bay's had 3 running backs on this team every year for the last 400 trillion years.
Very true.
You lost fat Jamal Williams. Yep. Well, here you go. Chuba Hubbard, if his only job was to run the ball, he'd be a day 2 pick.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's not, and unfortunately, he doesn't do any of those other things well. Plus, he can't hold on to the damn ball. Chuba Hubbard cost me a shitload of money, and no one cares.
Yep.
No one cares.
No one cares.
A lot of tread off the tires, but he's a very bouncy running back, good jump cut ability, very decisive runner. The problem is that he turns the ball over too much. He's a little small at 6 foot, about 205, and he gives you absolutely nothing in pass pro. I mean, this is a guy that could get your quarterback killed. Because there were times I, honest to God, thought he was trying to get the quarterback at Oklahoma State, whose name's, again, out of my head. He's not
Spencer Sanders.
Spencer Sanders. He's not in this draft class, so I don't give a shit.
You always forget the Spencers for some reason.
I don't forget Spencer Rattler. I just don't care.
Well, he's going to be your 3rd quarterback next year. That's a discussion for another time. All right, Chuba Hubbard in the 6th round to the Green Bay Packers. They get their 3rd running back after Jamal Williams left in free agency. 7th round, 256, Jack Anderson, a guard from Texas Tech.
This is a guy who is raw as hell technique-wise, but there's a lot of good tape on him. 4-year starter at Texas Tech. A lot of good tape as a guard. I think this is a guy that he can be whatever you want him to be. I think he can. His arms are a little too short to play tackle at any point, so I think he's interior exclusive. But there was no technique development of him at Texas Tech, and I've said this about every offensive lineman they've put out for about 10 years now. These guys wind up in the league, and if they're coached right, they end up being pretty good starters. Because they do well of recruiting the state of Texas, getting that second-tier recruit. Okay. And they bring in these guys, and then they just never develop. They ask them to do very limited things, and that's the problem with him. But what I will say is the things that tend to carry on, he doesn't get out of sorts. Nothing, if he gets beat on one play, that does not affect him play to play. Very consistent, very calm. And I think would be a very good value in the 7th round for Green Bay.
All right, the Green Bay Packers trying to make that push to a Super Bowl for the 2 years that they've got left with Aaron Rodgers. That's a discussion for another time. All the picks, we'll follow them live right here in the Wicked Weed studio all 3 days of the NFL Draft, starting at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sportsocracy. Get access to all of our draft prep coverage leading up to the big night. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we'll see you next time. Bye.